start this recording. I know it's still dark. It'll lighten up here fairly soon, but I just wanted to make another recording and play my recording that I made after my fourth dream, like I said I would do in the last video. Because there was a lot of cracking in it. It was kind of hard to hear. And I know you can't see it right now, but I have the camera aimed at a little quantity of gans that I made. It's something the Kesh Foundation is teaching us how to do. And the technology is open for anybody that wants to learn. It's free. And it's been said that if you make a lot of gans, there's been some reports come into the Spaceship Foundation that if you make a lot of gans or plasma reactors and set them around in a certain formation, that it creates a greenhouse effect. And there's people that have, when it's cold outside, had to open their windows and their doors because it got too warm. So it's starting to appear that this GANs, used the right way, can eliminate the need for a heater or an air conditioner. So like I said, this technology can help pretty much everything. So it's to everybody's best interest to actually try to learn this. And not for ourselves per se, but we need to do it for each other. My wife and I were just having a discussion about the truth. Because it's something that, like I told her, it's what the Lord showed me and then asked me to plant a seed. But it's not something that I can just lay down real gentle and for everybody to see, because nobody would really believe it. But just an analogy of the difference between understanding the truth and not. If I am one cell in this huge body of Christ, and I make decisions based on my own wants and needs, I'm what we would call a cancer cell. But if I make the decisions based on what's best for all the other cells, and say we all understood the truth, and we all made decisions which is directly in line with Jesus' commandment, you must love one another as I have loved you. But if we make all our decisions based on what's best for everyone else, then all the cells would be healthy and happy, and we would all have a happy and a healthy, abundant life. And that's all the Lord wants for us. He wants us to understand the truth. Because what happens, we're born into this world, and right away we start adopting a belief based on what we see. The problem is, we start adopting this belief, and it turns into a belief system, but we start adopting this belief as soon as we're aware enough to comprehend a little bit of what's going on, which we really don't understand. And we base our belief on what we see, and what we see leads us to believe that everybody's all about themselves, when that's not true. But because there's a constant cycle of this belief being manifested, and we don't carry that belief with us throughout our lives, because as we get older we start realizing that things aren't always as they seem. And then we learn about Jesus and what he did, and righteousness, and I like to touch on that just for a second before I play this. Righteousness, all of us were in the path of righteousness 3 times in our life. All of us. First, the Creator made sure in his perfect plan was everything that we would need for the beginning of life. So we were in the Creator's righteousness. And then he made sure that when we were born into this world, that there would be someone here to continue to walk the path of righteousness for our sake, so that we would continue to be in righteousness. And most of us call that person mom. If there's a tragedy, it could be pretty much anybody. It could be dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. But most of us call that person mom. And she makes decisions based on what's best for us, based on our needs, what's best for us. So that's the second time we were in righteousness. The third time we were in the path of righteousness, we are still in the path of righteousness, and that's when Jesus Christ, thousands of years ago, went from the spiritual world to the physical world to physically demonstrate exactly what we needed to do. And he made his decisions based on what was best for us. And that's the third time we were in righteousness. And whether you know it or not, you're still in his righteousness. And he's trying to teach us the truth. And he did teach us the truth. It's just a little bit of a, I don't know what you call it, generation gap. But he never stopped, the Creator never stopped trying to communicate with us. I believe that. I know he's communicated with me. Because of him, I've been on this path, and I didn't even realize it at first. But the path I've been on is, an answer to a prayer, so that I would eventually understand and have faith. That's what I prayed for. Lord, just give me faith. And I got plenty of faith, because and right now I really do. I understand the truth. It's not something you can just tell someone. It's actually something you got to teach, and I'm not a teacher, but I can plant a seed, and that's all the Lord asked me to do. So let me fire up my phone here and start this recording, and hopefully it'll turn out a lot better than it did the last time. So let's see here. Okay, this is going to be an attempt to record, I don't know what to call it, an awake dream that happened, I don't know, about a month ago. And I had it every day for, I don't know, 2-3 days. And it was very strange. I'd wake up, I wouldn't remember what I dreamt, but it was like I we'll wait for the train to pass. It gets pretty loud sometimes. But this is a Gans bottle here. That's pretty cool stuff. I love playing with it. And this is actually atoms that make up matter. It is one step above nano, which is one step above gas. It's a lot more complicated than I understand, but it's the heart of the Kesh Foundation technology. The first thing we need to do is make GANs, and then make everything else. Okay, I'll turn this back on. Sounds like the train's gone.
And we are believing the total opposite of the truth.
Oh, great.
Okay, this is going to be an attempt to record
No. Wait a minute.
thousands of years ago. And here I am.
I don't believe I did that.
Through my dreams, I understand that the opposite of sin is win. The wage of sin is death. That means death to everything.
Yeah, I screwed that up. Okay, I guess it gives me an opportunity to see if it actually worked.